Being back, what is Glasgow Mill, 13-2 into 11-2. Offer El Dairy, solid favourite of 15-8. Nick?
Offer El Dairy, the horse least likely not to win by the looks of the way the exchanges are shaping up. Ifs, buts and maybes about a lot of these. Glasgow Mill was well back this morning, high of 12, now roughly 6.
You two, obviously, sorry, I just knocked Tom's injured collarbone there.
He was off for another 3 weeks now.
OK, one jockey that's finished, one jockey that's still going. If you could pick one to ride, what would it be and why? John, you first.
I think Fundamentalist, take a chance on him getting around. Offer El Dairy, I think he's a good horse, and he's still only a young horse. That's what you probably forget about him. But he just lacks a little bit of spring from what we've seen so far. Tom, how about you?
What are you going to go for?
Quickly, I think I'll go for Boychuk.
Boychuk.
And they set off on their journey, and Boychuk is the first to bound on towards the first of 19 fences. Boychuk lifts off and jumps it boldly ahead of Fundamentalist in second place. Ballyfoy in third on the far side in the green jacket. Within the red sleeves, Offer El Dairy. And then towards the rear, Good Man Again and Glasgow Mill. Uphill towards the second, Boychuk setting off at quite a brisk gallop here. Over safely from Fundamentalist, who was runner-up in this 12 months ago behind Cornish Set. Ballyfoy around the inside of Offer El Dairy in these very early stages. And then at the back are Glasgow Mill and Good Man Again, the big outsider. Downhill to this plain fence. Ballyfoy rather slowed into that and was less than fluent in fourth place as Boychuk leads them on towards the water jump from Fundamentalist. Boychuk and Fundamentalist over 1 and 2 from Offer El Dairy, Ballyfoy, Glasgow Mill, and finally Good Man Again. Now an open ditch through the shadows in the back straight. Boychuk from Fundamentalist, and they are clear of the others. And the horse in second place, Fundamentalist, a 3-1 chance. When he won the Royal and Sun Alliance hurdle here back in 2004, it really seemed as though he had the jumping world at his feet then, but it just hasn't quite worked out for him. For whatever reason, in the season since, it just hasn't happened. He was, at one stage, I think, about 16-1 for the Cheltenham Gold Cup, no less. Boychuk comes towards the next, an open ditch with a 5 or 6 length lead over Fundamentalist. Offer El Dairy. Ballyfoy is not jumping too well, followed by Glasgow Mill and Good Man Again as they reach the top of the hill now, swinging left-handed and about to run downhill towards the next 2 plain fences. This is the point on the course in most steeplechases where the race is really on the final circuit. With great sight tomorrow for the Paddy Power Gold Cup, big field coming hurtling down towards the third last tomorrow afternoon. Don't miss that. Boychuk leading from Fundamentalist. For El Dairy back in third, Ballyfoy, Glasgow Mill and Good Man Again. On towards the next. This is fence number 9 coming up. Boychuk on the right, Fundamentalist on the left. Richard Johnson leading the way to Paddy Brennan. Offer El Dairy weighted with in the hands of Ruby Walsh. In third place in the Stuart colours. Ballyfoy has been a bit sticky off these, followed by Glasgow Mill and Good Man Again. So they pass their departure gate and on towards the 10th now with just over a circuit to cover. And Boychuk, as he was at this point on the first circuit, jumps it clearly. Leads by about 6 or 7 lengths now to Fundamentalist, followed by Offer El Dairy. Then another 6 lengths to Glasgow Mill. Ballyfoy is struggling a bit. And finally, Good Man Again. So they're heading uphill in front of the stands towards the next plain fence. Boychuk with a useful lead at this point, having made most of the running. We've got a current jockey, a former jockey, and one of the great experts in the game in the paddock booth. What do you think of it so far, lads?
Yeah, we've got the armchair jockey here as well, as you said, Simon. I think that if you backed any one of the first 4, then you'd be perfectly happy. I'm not sure that Glasgow Mill's been jumping particularly well, neither's Offer El Dairy, but they're close enough. But at the moment, you'd have to say that the first 2 have probably just jumped that little bit better. Tom?
Yeah, I agree. I think Boychuk, famous last words, but he's jumped from fence to fence so far. Fundamentalist just seems to be a little bit ponderous with a couple of the ditches, but he's still bang there with every chance.
The 2 that are badly detached now, Ballyfoy and Good man again. They're right out of it as they head towards this next obstacle. And it's Boychuk was slightly quicker than Fundamentalist. Offer El Deri about 6 lengths down in 3rd place. Glasgow Mill is in touch as they approach the next plain one. Boychuk still holding this lead. It's less than it was, but he turns left-handed now with the advantage still in the hands of Richard Johnson. The blinkers on for the first time aboard Boychuk today. Seem to have had quite a positive effect so far as they run towards this open ditch now. Big fence coming up. Boychuk from Fundamentalist. 1 and 2. The better jump from Fundamentalist this time. Back in 3rd is Offer El Deri. As they now make this left-hand turn at the top of the hill. Glasgow Mill back in 4th place. And the other two seem to have hopeless tasks. Good man again still going. Looks as though Ballyfoy has been pulled up. So about to run downhill towards the 3rd last, and it's Fundamentalist here. Fitting to turn back the clock. Fundamentalist at the age of 9, having failed to fulfill his early potential. He leads to Boychuk in 2nd. On the right, Offer El Deri. Ruby Walsh still sitting fairly quietly. Over 3 out. Leader jumps it quite bravely. In 2nd now, Offer El Deri driving up the inside of Boychuk, who's under the whip. And finally Glasgow Mill, forget the others as they now head towards the 2nd last. A little rise going into this fence, can catch them out sometime. Fundamentalist booted it, tried to boot it out of the ground. Oh, came down fairly straight. It was still a good sit by Paddy Brennan, but this hands the initiative now to Offer El Deri from Boychuk in 2nd. Fundamentalist, oh, so flawed, back in 3rd place as they run towards the final fence. And Offer El Deri, Boychuk still has a chance. Look at Glasgow Mill running on in the white sleeves. He's finishing full of running. Here's the final fence. Offer El Deri from Boychuk. Glasgow Mill on the near side, still a danger. Then Fundamentalist racing up the hill. Ruby Walsh on Offer El Deri. Glasgow Mill puts in the big run on the near side under Graham Lee. Offer El Deri desperately needs to line. Glasgow Mill thrusting and got there. Glasgow Mill nails Offer El Deri. Back in 3rd, Boychuk, and they're a long way clear of Fundamentalist, who threw it away at the 2nd last. And looking back towards the final fence, Good Man again has just cleared the last. Glasgow Mill leads in the dying strides here at 11-2 in a race which changed dramatically over the last couple of fences here. Fundamentalist going to the 2nd last, apparently travelling the best of the lot, but he tried to kick the fence out of the way. It was a miracle that he managed to stand up. Going up the hill, Offer El Deri challenged all the way by Glasgow Mill, who is confirmed as the winner. Glasgow Mill inching closer. It was just a case of whether the post would come in time for Offer El Deri and Ruby Walsh, and sadly for them, it didn't.
Oh, big fella. Well, Graham Lee's just getting his breath back. That looked hard enough work.
Yeah.
Good lad. All right. All right. He's not too keen on me. Quite right.
Yeah. The whole thing was just to get him jumping, you know.
Good lad. All right. You crack on.